Mike has a bit of an inside angle and a break ball that's far from the rack. Now he's stretching. If I was right-handed, I could reach this easy. This is a stretch for a left-hander. And I want you to notice the cue ball hit the top of the rack. He was stroking with a high ball, but when you hit it hard, that cue ball stays on the tangent line and comes across and hit the high part of the rack, and it backed up and went forward a little bit. Classic break shot. Mike's already made his decision. He's making the easiest shot on the table, the one ball. What he's doing right now is, if you notice, he's got a little cluster in the center of the table. I'm going to hit pause for just a second. He's got a little cluster in the center of the table, and then he's got a couple of perimeter balls. We always talk about straight pool working outside in. The other way to talk about that is remove your rail balls first. So he's got two rail balls. So after shooting the first shot, those are his next two shots. He's getting the balls off the rail. The other thing that I've talked about a lot is you use a low ball to get up into this cluster in the center of the table with insurance balls on each side. See that? Classic straight pool. That's what Mike's going for. So once he just lays up on this other shot, the third super easy shot in a row, he can draw back or go forward. I think he'll go forward and preserve the cue ball below. So he's got a low angle to go up here with an insurance ball on each side. So this is very classic straight pool. Now what I want to do is just split these balls. You don't want to hit it hard. Just knock this ball over here. Get these balls like that, pretty gentle. Now I think he's just a little unlucky that this stripe rolled right between this gap. Because if it tapped the two would have gone here, this ball would have gone there, and everything would have stayed down table. But still classic straight pool. He went for the ball on the right side of the table there rather than the left. So that's disturbing the balance. I've talked about balance before. He's got more balls on this side of the table than that side. But he's going to fix that. Right now he's got two. I'd say he probably has, let me slow him down a little bit. He's got three balls to choose from as a break ball, the 6, the 13, or the 2. The 15 is a good key ball for the 6, but I think I would prefer the 13 or the 2. And I think Mike does as well. So what he's doing right now is you need to clear these balls, because access to these balls, the 2 and the 5, is difficult with your two potential break balls around them. But you notice he has no intention of shooting the 2 or the 13 till later. One of those is going to be his break ball. He doesn't have an ideal key ball. He could use this one. He could use a couple different balls. But the important thing is all the perimeters balls are gone. The trouble balls are gone. He wants to clear his break ball. He's going to be left with a circle. I've talked about the circle before. Just balls in a circle in the center table surrounding his break ball, or his break ball might be part of it. Anyway, so this is a shot on the 7 to get a shot on the 14. I might have gone farther. Well, I don't think the 5 goes this way, so this is probably what he has to do. And if he could go 14-5, he might prefer that. But this is the only shot that I'm not certain what he was trying to do. Let me know in the comments if you think Mike is trying to go 2 rails to improve the lie of the 6 ball. I don't know. I think he hit it too hard to do that. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. When the rack's over, he kind of points to the 6 ball and laughs where the 6 ball was. This is not what, so we know this is not what he intended, but I'm not sure. Because even if you hit the 6, you're not necessarily going to have an easy shot on this ball up in the corner or this ball on the side. So I don't think he was trying to hit the 6, but I'm not sure what he was trying to do. I can't figure it out. Anyway, all the trouble balls are gone still. All the balls are wide open. And now he needs to figure out a pattern, an end pattern to get on the break shot. He's choosing to shoot the 6 ball, and I think there's a really good reason why. The 2 stripes up here are too difficult. He's got a shot on the 13 or the 2. Both of them are his potential break balls that he wants to preserve. But more than that, both of them are cut shots. If he shoots the 2 ball, he's got to run into the 5 ball with the cue ball. If he shoots the 13, he's got to run into the 5 or draw it this way. His cue ball is going to be moving more. It's less controllable. That's the reason for the decision to shoot this 6 ball. Notice the cue ball didn't move very far. He's just keeping it under control. I think he was definitely playing position for this 15. So he's decided, when he was back here just about to shoot the 6, he decided to clear these 3 balls. So he's working around the circle this way. And then he'll be able to use one of these as a K2 and the other as a key ball. So now he's figuring out how to do that. And well, the pattern I see here is one that comes up a lot in straight pool. So here's the shot line to this 13. So extend that. If he gets on that line or preferably below it, then he can shoot the 13 and get the cue ball over here. Here's a shot line on the 5. So he wants it to be below the 5. Then he can just slide the cue ball up here for the break shot. Real common pattern that comes up an awful lot in straight pool. And I think that's what he was trying to do. Yeah, the cue ball doesn't roll as far as he was hoping. Yeah, see, he kind of shakes his head. But he didn't panic. He's almost straight, not quite straight. Real easy decision. He's going to bring the cue ball over here below the 2. Then he'll have an angle to go straight up. And by the way, if he came too far, he could just follow to the rail and out too, which is far less preferable. But he's got a perfect angle. Just draw the cue ball straight back up. Never any danger. The last 8 balls of this rack could have gone a different way, depending on the precise position on the cue ball. But yeah, look, you see what he just did? He was just motioning here in the vicinity of the 6 ball, talking about what he was trying to do. And I'm not sure what it was. Let me know in the comments if you think. But his cue ball was never in danger. Even if he had rolled a little bit farther or not as far on some of those shots, he could have had a different pattern because he cleared the trouble and the perimeter balls first. Now this break shot is one that I played with recently on my practice table, a similar one. And I was trying to hit the ball hard and follow through the rack and open them wide and everything like that. And I basically came up with what Mike does, which is a center ball, just hit the corner balls, the top of the rack, and go to the side rail and out. And don't try and open the entire rack. Look, I mean, he barely brushed that rack. But you got to know how the balls are going to open. So when your cue ball is hitting the top ball of the rack in this direction, is it any surprise that the corner ball on the bottom row comes over here? The other corner ball moved this way, so your energy is going through around the rack like that from where the cue ball hits it. And then the ball that he hit bounces off the rack, and that's not a surprise either. So by gently coming across the top of the rack and bringing the cue ball out to center table, you're guaranteeing to have a shot on this ball and this ball. And that's all you need. So did that seem like a pretty easy rack for Mike Sigel? Let's take a look at the cue ball movement. I've drawn some yellow arrows on the screen here for his first 4 shots. And you notice that the cue ball took just a straight line path from each of those. From the first shot, the 1 ball, it barely moved at all. Look at the 4 shots that he shot. How many of you have difficulty shooting these balls? They're easy shots for anyone. Let's look at the next few shots. This frame shows the next 3 shots. The 6 ball, the 3, and then 7. Well, on the 6 and the 7, the cue ball moved just a few inches. On the 3 ball, oh no, it went to the rail and then out to center table. Ooh, difficult shots, aren't they? No, they're not. Again, all of us can make these shots. They're super easy by design. Let's look at the last few shots. Uh-oh, look at all these yellow arrows. There's a lot more cue ball movement here. But is there really? I'm showing a lot more balls, a lot more shots on this one. He went from this 14 ball, 2 rails, out to center table. And I mentioned already, I wasn't quite sure what he was trying to do there. But center table is the area from which you can see the most balls. So I don't think he had a specific plan. But once he got to there, the shot that he chose was the 6. And why is that? It was the easiest shot on the table. He's not going to miss the 13 or the 2 if he shoots them. But what is the cue ball going to do? That's what's important. So from the 6 ball, the cue ball went to the side rail and back out to the center of the table. Again, how many of us have trouble with those shots? 2 rails out of the corner and then bouncing 1 rail out. There's nothing to those shots. From the 6 ball, he came over here. The cue tapped this ball on the side. The cue ball moved up for the other ball on the other side. The other 4 balls, the cue ball took a straight line path without touching a rail. Just float up here for this ball, float down, shoot this ball, and come over, and then come up. Easy by design. There's not one of these 14 shots that any of us couldn't make. It's seeing the pattern, knowing what order to attempt to take them off in. Again, it could have happened in a couple of different patterns, but I guarantee you there still would have been minimal cue ball movement. No risk on any ball that was pocketed. They were all easy shots. No risk on the cue ball movement on all 14 shots. All of them were easy and controllable. Easy by design. That's how you play straight pool. I hope you like that. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.